when we talk about some of the, that shootings, that has never happened in a school before, that someone has, unintentionally shot somebody and killed them, or so on and so forth. I think that we are heading down a road because we are introducing so many guns in schools where that could very likely happen. And the reason why that's a complicated issue is because, as I said in the presentation, the vast majority of states in this country do not arm teachers, and the vast majority of school districts in the states that even do, the school districts don't opt into the program. And so the sample size of school districts that actually arm teachers is relatively small. And also, thankfully, even though we have seen tragedy after tragedy, relatively to everyday gun violence, school shootings are relatively rare, right? And so the sample size of those situations is so small, I don't think that we can say, well, this has not ever happened and therefore it's safe to arm teachers and school staff.
Could I answer your question too?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead. My friend Abby Clements was a teacher at Sandy Hook, and she still teaches there. And she's told me she knows an extra gun in that school would not have prevented anything, because shots going off in an elementary school, no one is prepared for that. Everyone's scared. Kids are crying. Kids are wetting their pants. Teachers are trying to keep them quiet, and it's a moment of terror. And the teacher's job right then is to be protecting those kids and to comfort them and pray to God that it's a false alarm. Having a gun and leaving the kids to go chase after a school shooter is not their job at that moment. And I absolutely would not want a gun if I were a teacher, because I am not a police officer or a trained professional.
Madam Chair, I'll finish it up very briefly. Thank you so much.
If you want to get back in the line after one more question.
It's not a question, if there's any statement, I'll spit off. Thank you for your honest answer. I appreciate that honesty. I'll just say that your plan in that scenario leaves you in that room full of kids either maimed or dying, unless luck or a miracle happens. My plan gives you a shot to survive. Thank you, Madam Chair.
One thing that I wanted to ask, and one thing that I'm very adamant about, is I believe that we need to have active shooter drills. Whether a teacher or staff is armed or not, I believe active shooter drills would actually train that teacher to be able to not to just comfort their child, but to tell them and direct them to the best of their ability to try to save their lives. Do you agree with active shooter drills? Do you agree with training to that degree, where a teacher actually can tell the child correct information that they get from the Criminal Justice Institute, for instance, as to then how to save that child's life?